Okay, hi you guys. Today is the 14th of May. And, oh my goodness. Ooh. And, I want to do a reading on Barr. Yesterday, Wednesdays are always my day to go to the wound care. And, just a little chat here. So if you don't like chats, maybe fast forward, do whatever you gotta do. But, so I went to the doctor's yesterday, and not to make anybody queasy, but they cut a lot of flesh off of me that needed to be done. The doctor wants me to, not next week, but the week after that, go in for like a surgical cleaning of the wound. And it's not surgery on the wound, it's to clean it. Because if I have to have surgery, y'all, I will be in the hospital, stuck in a bed, not able to get out of that bed for a month. And I've done that before with flap surgery before, and that is like a prison sentence. I'm serious. It's awful. I won't be able to make videos if I have to do that. Now, I know that you're saying, well, you got to do it, and I will do what I have to do, but I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to. I want to see if I can avoid it. So anyway, just keeping you up to date on that. And thank you so much for your understanding and your warmth and your care. Today's reading is going to be a bit of a chat. And so if you're not in the mood to chat, this may not be the video for you. But I also want to talk about Barr. Now I've been meaning to get to Barr, but I have just been so flat out tired with my healing process and my health situation that, given also the fact that I don't have exactly a lot of freedom to film, as I would if my house weren't in the situation it was in. I've got some obstacles, but let's cover Barr today. And this is going to be a lengthier video. I'll probably have to cut it in half because you can get all kinds of problems with it uploading otherwise. So I have to keep a close watch. And maybe cut it at half an hour and to another part. Now, I just had a looky-loo at the news today very quickly, just on Barr, because otherwise I'd be here taking forever. And I see that he's been put on blast by a judge regarding basically his sleazy behavior with Flynn. So this Judge Sullivan, Emmett Sullivan, is finding him very suspicious, as he should. Apparently, Judge Emmett is known to be an independent thinker, and sounds like the kind of person I would respect. And he's very suspicious of Barr's behavior. So, now, he wants to look more deeply at Barr. He wants Barr to have... Let me just grab my notebook, because there's certain terminology that's important. And there's other things I wanted to share with you about Senor Barr. Okay. So if we going with the latest news with Judge Sullivan, which was an interesting development. I have to take a break, as you know, from the news from time to time because I just can't. Sometimes I'm trying to heal, and I'm very sensitive, and all that negative energy is not beneficial to me at this time. But of course, you want to stay, in tune. So I popped on today, just for Barr, just because I knew I was going to read on him this morning. Just had this feeling. And what do I see? But that he's, getting some, you know, stuff coming up with Judge Emmett. I'm sorry, I'm hearing something, and it sounds like someone's phone is on, or oh, that's just so weird. Okay, anyhow, maybe it's on another part of my computer, like another tab that's open. I'll have to check it later. Sorry. Getting back to Barr, getting back to Emmett Sullivan. Well, Sullivan slammed Barr and believes that Barr has undermined his own credibility and quote unquote independence, and he wants answers. And their concern, he has appointed a former federal judge, John Gleason, to review and make recommendations regarding Sullivan's suspicious attempt. Barr's suspicious attempts to dismiss the Flynn case, and because apparently Sullivan does not believe it is justifiable for him to do that. And the question is, will Trump pardon Flynn and make Sullivan's attempt to look further, stopped? Will he prevent Sullivan from being able to reject Barr's motion? Now, the problem is that from what I was reading this morning, that if Trump does that, which probably means that if it's a bad idea, it probably means he'll do it. But if he does that, it's as good as admitting guilt. So therein is the rub. That if Trump tries to preempt any damage by pardoning Flynn, then if he pardons him now, it's as good as an admission that not only Barr, but him as well, and Trump himself, would be caught trying to cheat the system. So that's a very interesting situation. And I also popped on and I saw that Lindsey Graham's former donor, one of his former donors, has backed his Democratic opponent. So that's some interesting goings on, you guys. I think that's good. And I trust Trump to make the worst choices ever, because that tends to be what he does. Now, if you're still with me, I hope. William Barr. Now, I just looked at his birth chart, and it is something I kind of like to do just in generality, to look at the sun ascendant if possible, but usually there isn't a birth time given that's accurate. So often we don't get the ascendant, and I'm pretty sure with the ascendant, I'm a bit of a novice with astrology. I've not studied it the way I have more of the tarot. But so anybody correct me if you want to, that knows what they're talking about completely about the ascendant. But I like to see definitely at least where their moon is and their dominant planets and this sort of thing. Now, Barr is another Gemini. We have Gemini Trump, we have Gemini Pence, we have Gemini Barr. There's a lot of Geminis involved in this, and again, not slamming Geminis. Some of my best buddies are Geminis, but they are clearly the darker side of that sign. And all signs have that. The duality. He also, interestingly enough, has a Leo moon and Pluto in Leo. And the interest and a birth path, if we look at numerology, of a number 7. And the interesting thing about that, just some few little interesting bits and pieces of information, is that, 7 is considered a sacred number, and it symbolizes secrets and analysis, and also it can be, on the positive sense, the ability to be objective, but in the negative sense, it can be where you totally are able to disassociate yourself from others. And you can act in a more selfish, detached, disassociative manner that causes discomfort to others. So the other thing is that Pluto is, of course, then it can cause significant, in Leo, significant disruptions and upheaval. And Pluto just is meant to destroy in order to rebuild. And interestingly enough, Mercury is William Barr's bearing that we don't know what his ascendant is. His dominant planet. So this is interesting. And it's also interesting that though he is a Gemini, Leo, by leaps and bounds, dominates his chart even more than his own sign or any other sign in his makeup. I will include in the description box a link for those of you that are interested to take a look at his astrological chart. It's interesting, and I want to look at it a bit more later on my own accord. All right, so as you can see, let me get back to my screen here. We have my friendly Ukrainian bear, and I'm sorry, I'm finding the thing that was on, and my Ukrainian spirit bear, and right here we have one of my favorite ladies, Madame Marie Laveau. So let's think about how we want to do this. Or I'm going to think about how I want to do this. Now, let's take a look and see if Trump pardons Barr. Let's see if he goes for it. I am using the a deck that is by a northern, he's out of Belfast, Northern Ireland. What's his name? Oh, it begins with a B, his last name. Anyway, James, I'm blanking on it, with a B. Anyway, I will, if you're interested in this deck that I'm using, I will get that information put in the description box. He's now taking orders again, by the way. And he has a variety of, like, the groovy Waite, they're very colorful and psychedelic, some of them. He has some really cool ones that I liked. Kind of with a retro 70s theme, late 60s theme. The Trippin Waite, that's what this is. The Trippin Waite. Okay. So, let me ground. My energy's excited and all over the place. I do apologize. And anyway, after last night, when I got back, I wanted to do videos, but you guys, that kind of mini surgery there that I had where he was cutting, not to make anyone faint, but cutting away flesh. I got home and I ate some Chinese food that was delicious, and then I just passed the heck out. I could not keep my eyes open. And this healing thing is no joke, man. Just knocks me out. So, oh, I've already damaged one of these cards. I hate that when I do that. I'll have to get some tape. All right. Does Trump pardon Barr? And if so, what are the results? We ask the ancestors, we ask the spirit of the tarot, the spirit of justice and truth. And we ask my ancestors, and I already said that, and my spirit guides to help me to give a good reading on William Barr. Will Donald Trump pardon Barr? Will Donald Trump pardon William Barr in effort to impede Judge Gleason, former federal judge Gleason, from having any ability to investigate him? So will Trump pardon Barr in an attempt to shield Barr from scrutiny of that Sullivan and Gleason would be doing? Okay, you guys, let's go for it. Well, the first card we have, and I'm going to make sure that the last several times you guys haven't been able to see the cards, so I want to make sure. As you can see, yes, this is the Trippin Waite. We have a little cannabis leaf right here coming out of one cup. That's funny, and magic mushrooms out of the other. Well, actually, that would be a toadstool. It would be poison. Interesting. What else have the... Oh, there's a joint there. Okay. All right. Well, anywho, my loves, the atmosphere with regarding Trump pardoning Barr is the Seven of Cups. And in this state, to me, it means that they're looking at a variety of options. There's not one choice that has been made with this card. It is a consideration of more than one choice. It can also be confusion, which I am sure that Trump's less than pea brain is experiencing. And certainly, as a fond person, as a person who's fond of gaslighting and spreading disinformation, that's a possibility. Let's just carry on. Crossing is the Lovers. Okay, again, we're dealing with a choice. And we're dealing with, sip of coffee has to happen. Hang on. Has to happen because, and this is the now, you guys, okay? I'm doing a Celtic cross, and so when I do the Celtic cross, I can only speak for myself, that the first two cards are like a bullseye of the now for me. So I feel like they really are not sure. Trump really isn't sure what to do. He is trying to figure out what would be the best choice given this situation now, since Judge Emmett Sullivan has a spine and wants Barr's shenanigans looked into. So it looks to me like at present he's not sure yet. Getting now a sip of water. Okay. Now let's go to the base card. The base card, oh boy, is the typical Trump and Barr card of being mean, of being nasty, of intimidation tactics. But this is also the card of defeat, of feeling defeated. Okay? Now, Trump sure loves, as we know, to tell people that they're fired and all this. He loves to have that power to particularly not to lift people up in a sincere and legitimate fashion. The only way he does that, as we know, is if they are kissing his backside. This is a man that likes just to be wielding the power to be cruel. But we know that. Let's see how it falls into play now. Ahaha! Crowning Trump is temperance. And to me, this is feeling like, at the end of the day, higher ups looking at, like Sullivan, looking at this stuff, are not going to feel satisfied with Barr's conduct. Now, there's been a letter. There was like over 2,000, what was it? Federal, maybe more. Former federal prosecutors that I believed signed a letter regarding Barr's conduct. So there's a lot of people that see, that are very experienced, are very reputable, that are pointing out his behavior as being imbalanced, that there's something not quite right, what's wrong with this picture, it doesn't smell right, so to speak, it lacks balance. And crowning Trump is definitely, oh boy, is there ever a lack of balance. But I feel like there's also a lack of balance, maybe in his own decision with Barr. But we'll see. I'm sure that Trump, being too stupid to know what to do, Barr will tell him what he should do. Or try to. I would think. Let's carry on. Recent past, he's feeling the pressure. There's the 10 of Wands, you guys. So this is become a very onerous path that he feels like he's pushing uphill. And this is Trump, because I'm asking, is Trump gonna pardon Barr? Okay. So the squeeze is, I think Donald's feeling the squeeze. And more as of recently. in the near future is the Queen of Cups. Okay. Now, I wonder if this isn't a female that Trump brings in to help him to decide. He's very, of course, Trump is very, I believe, angry and wanting to lash out because he's very vengeful. You can also, by the way, look at the Five of Swords as a card of someone who's very vengeful, too. Yes, it can mean defeat, but it's also the type of people sometimes that oftentimes, because it's kind of a nasty card, there's a little smug look on this person's face. And often it's, for me, when I read and I see that card, it's somebody that's kind of a nasty person. They like to grind their heel in. You know, it's not just enough to win, but they need to humiliate. They need to cause somebody else to... And that's typical Trump. What does he say? If somebody hits you, you hit them back 10 times harder. Yeah, well, excuse me, I have my tissue for my allergies. So I think he's wanting to take a very strong reaction here. But because he has some confusion over what choice would best suit and benefit him, because we know that numero uno with Trump is himself, I believe this is a Queen of Cups that maybe he's going to pull in to help him decide. Now, I'm not sure who that would be, because honestly, the people that have come and gone and whatnot within his cabinet, I can't always keep track of. And sometimes when I do the readings, I'm like, yeah, of course, that's the female or that's the person that he would have been referring to. But I'm seeing a female of potentially a water sign as coming into the near future with regard to this decision. Now, I don't know if this is somebody that's going to help Trump figure out what would be the better choice, given his options, or if this is someone more along the lines coming into the picture with regard to the likes of Judge Emmett, Sullivan, and Gleason as a prosecutor. You know, I'm not quite clear. Could be so let's hold that open for a moment. Now, from Trump's perspective, this and the way he's looking at is the Ace of Wands. Again, he wants to handle things in a very aggressive fashion. And he wants to start something new. He wants to act with this card. I feel like he wants to take action. So I'm feeling like he wants to be able to pardon him. And he wants to do it in a real, frankly, middle finger kind of way to those who try to hold himself and his cabinet like Barr accountable. It also feels like he's, you know, also getting a lot of worked up. His nerves. Okay, you guys cannot really see that. So I'm gonna see if we can shift this over a little bit. There. All right. Now in the environment, oh look, you guys. we have the Five of Wands. This is going to be fought. This is going to be battled. This means to me that people in the environment, both sides, Trump and I believe Sullivan, and the people that do not want to let Barr off the hook, they're all, and I'm sure Barr too, gonna be in a melee. They're all going to be jousting legally, I believe, for this situation with Barr. And whether or not he can get pardoned, whether or not he can be looked into. So there's going to be a fight here. And also, now when I connect it in the vicinity of these cards, I'm still not sure whether the Queen of Cups is somebody that's going to come out in fighting mode on Trump's behalf or against him. But I see a highly energized, right here, back and forth that's going to go on regarding Trump and Barr, and Trump trying to get Barr out of a jam in some way, trying to pardon him, what he can do for him. So it's become Sparta by all looks, and this is very energetic feeling here. This is interesting. I might actually have to put on some news rather than just read it. The problem with news, as far as I'm concerned, is that all of them, even the ones that I know are giving us a more accurate account, tend to just rehash, and it just can become too much. But that's another topic for another day. Now, in the hopes and fears of Trump, we have the Wheel of Fortune. He's hoping that things will go his way, that he'll somehow be able to have good luck with this, that he'll be able to make the wheel move forward so that they can't, hold Barr accountable, investigate, pry into it. He's also afraid of them, or afraid of fate saying, you know what, time's up. This is the 10, a 10 in the major arcana. And it's saying, he's afraid of a power greater than himself coming in and saying, your attempt to exercise your earthly powers mean nada. He's afraid of events and a power greater than himself controlling events or directing events out of his control. I guess it's hard to live up to that, being anointed by Christ. Evangelical stuff. Huh, Trump? Sorry. I know that's a little bit nudgy, but I had to say it. Ooh, we're sliding. These cards have a gloss finish. Now, that's not the end card. Here's the end card. Huh. Interesting. We get the Two of Swords. That doesn't really feel like a... This feels like it goes nowhere. That his ability to act is not active. I'm definitely pulling clarifiers, you guys. Definitely. But the also interesting thing about this card is it ignores the distractions of the outer world and it looks within. And what Judge Emmett Sullivan wanted to do is to look deeper than the surface of what's being given as the, the superficial excuse that Barr and Trump and them have come up with Barr doing what he's doing. Because Judge Sullivan doesn't find it justifiable. And me asking if Trump is going to be able to pardon Barr so that he can buy time or try to get away with more doesn't look active to me. Doesn't look active. It looks like the brakes are on. But I don't know that it's Trump's foot on the brake. So let's see. I still feel like it's being argued. 8 of coins. This is and also work. What has been done? What has been going on? This to me feels like what Barr's been up to, or anyone's been up to. It's like the trail that they've left. What have they been doing? What can you see by their hand? Okay. Oops. And let's go with the next one. The Page of Pentacles. This is, to me, looking at papers and documents, and I feel like documents really strongly. Legal documentation. Legal document. I think it's a legal document pertaining to looking at a closer look at someone's work. Quite possibly. So maybe Trump's attempt at the end of the day, remember, this is the final end result card. We're not there yet, okay? We're back here. We're back here with Trump not sure what he wants to do. And possibly bringing in a female. Oh my God, Ivanka. Jeepers creepers. The Queen of Cups. I wonder if it's Ivanka that he consults. Oh, man, I don't know. Ugh. I bet she's the Queen of Cups. I bet you anything. What do you all think? Tell me in the comments. She's the Queen of Cups. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'll have to bring in Ivanka. Now, I don't think she's going to be perhaps significant help, because it to me just looks like this is going to boil over with people resisting what they're trying to do. And I should clarify, people like Sullivan, people like Gleason, and others that would be appointed to investigate Barr. They're just not having it, it looks like. So I feel like this is a pretty even kind of a just as much as Trump pushes to try to have his way, I'm feeling there's the resistance that pushes back in the environment. And I don't think he's, I don't know that I think he's going to be able to pardon him. But I want to be very careful in making this announcement too soon without seeing some more cards, because it's important. But let's look at something else here. As the final end result and as the crowning card, there's just something that's not complete. And I'm not feeling like maybe he's able to pardon him. There could be some sort of a obstruction from the other, and I don't mean to use that word, but I just argument from the other side that may put maybe Trump's ability to pardon him on hold. This sure, to me, feels like someone's work is being looked at, which is what Sullivan wanted Barr's work and efforts to be scrutinized. Okay? So I'm tending to lean toward he's not going to be able to pardon him for some reason. This is being left out in the cold. And trying to go and get out of this predicament, trying to get it to go in a better, to a place that works out better for them, is, now I don't know enough yet about, because my health issues have been my first concern and will always, of course, be in my energy level, just to retain information and look up. I wish I had another one of me that I could say, okay, Maya 2, you sit up and read all night about this. I feel like somebody has to go away. Okay, what is it? What is it? What is it, you guys? This is, and of course I'm already well past my half hour. I'll end with these two. This to me looks like someone maybe Barr, I don't want to say too soon because I'm not feeling it real strongly yet, but they may have to leave. Or this could be Barr getting looked into, okay? Here, his tracking, kind of tracking him and seeing what he was up to, right? Tracking his work, looking at all of that, and it's found wanting. It's just, there's that theme in this reading of there's just not, I just don't think legally Trump is going to have it in his favor to be able to perhaps take action and pardon him. I really hope that's true. And I think that even if he does, this will somehow, at the end of the day, isn't going to work out if he does do it. I tend to think he's just not going to be quite able to for some reason. Because this is, in action here with this too. It's not doing one thing or the other. It's static. He's not sure what to do, and I don't think Ivanka's going to be any great help. Well, I think he's going to get looked into. Because his job and things that he's done look shady as heck with the moon. He has been using his job to cover up for Trump, to create obstruction, to create uncertainty and a lack of clarity. And he's been using his job in a shady manner. I think Barr's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Finally. Rogue is the word I'm getting here. That Barr, I think Barr's work could get looked into the way Judge Sullivan would like, or at least somewhat. And I think whatever they find could have a bad look on Barr, looking like he's gone off what his job entitles or entails him to do. But also they're doing damage to this country, and we need to go in a better way. So I'm thinking with that 10, that was in the hopes and fears, but I'm thinking that I don't think Trump is going to be able to act as quickly as he would like to. He doesn't quite know what to do. It looks like he's going to have Ivanka come in and try and help him, but somehow at the final end result, and they will be met with a great deal of resistance to trying to pardon Barr. I just don't know that they're going to be able to. So I'm going to leave that there for now, okay? You guys go ahead and hit me up in the comments. Still don't have my community tab. Still waiting for it. Of course, you guys will know because I'm going to put a really cute picture up once I get it and say thank you to all of you. So once again, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for subscribing and being so kind and understanding about my health issues right now. You guys are the best. You really are. And I appreciate you and your, you know what? You guys reaffirm also my feeling that there are far more lovely people in the world than the few stinkers out there that make people miserable. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. And my candle's lit for you today. I uplift all my subscribers and those who enjoy. And I hope if you aren't subscribed that you will. In prayer and in meditation that your needs and your concerns and where you need support be uplifted to the greatest power of all and of love. So much love to you out there, folks. I don't think that Trump is going to be able to pardon Barr. I think he's going to meet a great deal of resistance. So let's just wait and see what happens. All right? All right, you guys. Interesting times. Keep your chins up. This man is Trump. Y'all, he's going, okay? Just know it in your heart. And just know each day is one day closer to him being bye-bye. See you in the next video, guys. We're at 50 minutes now.